What's up, guys? Welcome back to this week's updates on the 68 Camaro. Stay locked in. All right, so this week I haven't been doing a whole lot, but just some updates on the 68 Camaro because body work is honestly pretty boring to watch. So I've been doing some body work on some of the panels, like this cowl here, or basically where the windshield mounts to the front. As you can see here, I'm trying to just follow the contours of the body lines. There's a huge hole here up by the VIN, so I'm trying to fix that. Now, I'm not a professional body man by any means. This is honestly the first time I've been working with body work. So I got this Bondo. It's kind of like new age Bondo stuff. I think it's been around for, the company's been around for probably 60 years or so, but it's Evercoat. So I got this short hair Bondo basically with Kevlar in it. So it's super strong and it's really nice. Also got me some rolls of P80 and P180 sandpaper for my Durablocks. And I've just been trying to work this in here. And I have a couple other areas too. I'm gonna start laying some Dynamat here soon, but I need to patch up some pitting down there on the floorboards. Floorboards are pretty solid. There's not too many large holes. That is a hole there from probably the end of a drive shaft coming through the floor at some point when the previous owner was probably drag racing this thing in the 70s. So that's something I probably have to, well, not probably, I definitely have to cut that, make sure it's flat. There's some sharp edges on there, and I'm going to patch that up. As well as up here with the, you can see on the drive shaft tunnel where the trans sits, there is a hack job there as well. So once I get that shifter mount assembly off, I will assess that pan as well. But other than that, there's a bunch of little pitting areas I'm gonna start working on like that. You can see the little pitting. Nothing super crazy, but bodywork takes time, and this quarter panel is probably eventually gonna go. I might not even worry about that just now. So just a couple updates with the Camaro. I'm doing body work. Like I said, it's boring. And if you guys have any tips for this who've done body work, hey, let me know. Shoot them down in the comments. I'll get some clips doing some Dynamat here. GoPro died and ran out of space. So got most of it done. I got a box. I used most of the box that I got, if not all, 36 square feet of Dynamat Extreme. Used mostly every bit of it. That's what's left there. And I also have this rattle trap Extreme I got from a friend a few years back. I'm gonna use it for probably some of the trunk and whatever floor I have left. Should be, it looks, you know, I mean, it's also, you know, Dynamat material, similar, so I've never heard of rattle trap, but I know it's good, or at least I shouldn't say I know it's good. It looks like it'll be good. Definitely get one of these if you guys are doing Dynamat. This, you know, is a must tool, especially for the edges and of course your knife. And when you lay this stuff out, I know I didn't really give you guys a tutorial, but it's pretty simple. This backing paper here, you just kind of roll it off and stick it as you go. When I started getting down to me just filling in small portions, I just cut it and ripped it off. It was easier for me to kind of lay it in with my fingers at first before I actually did the roller. So that was, it was okay. It spent me about 2-3 hours doing this, but this is what I did. Most of the floor is done. I left a couple spaces somewhat open, like we talked about earlier, because I have to do some metal work. So hopefully I left enough space, and I'm not going to be doing any crazy cutting, so I don't think anything will kind of get flamed up. Hopefully this stuff isn't flammable. But most of the tunnel is done. The floors, all the holes are cut out. I still have to do some of the rockers on both sides, and that rear deck panel, rear seat area, whatever you want to call it, is pretty much done. The trunk, all that trunk and over the rear axle is going to get all done too. So, and of course, I didn't do this portion here because I want to cut some metal out, just basically prep for some speakers. They're already pre-drilled, you can see, but I don't know why this looks like this car didn't come with speakers at all back then, so probably just door speakers, I'd imagine. But I'm gonna cut these out, probably put some 6x9s back here, 2 of them, and nothing crazy, but I want a little bit of sound in the car. Other than that, ladies and gentlemen, I spent the weekend last night watching Cletus Freedom 500. It's about to go down with the Freedom 500. Cletus, you gotta pull through. Let's do it. Memory in the making right here. Let's go. Cletus McFarland, if you haven't watched his channel, you should go over and check him out because his stuff is dope and it's funny. He reminds me a lot of my buddy from high school. So Cletus McFarland, Freedom 500, it was the first annual. It's probably going to be every annual they do that. So they had about 19 Crown Vics and 1 Camry. They had like 6 or 7 Crown Vics in reserve, and there was wrecks all over the place. And there was a couple other people in there too that I follow with TV shows like Heavy D and Diesel Dave. Those guys run that Diesel show. I can't remember off the top of my head what it is, but I'm sure you guys might know if you guys watch enough car shows like me. So that was cool to see. Oddly enough, I noticed my Super Clean hat is kind of like Cletus's hat, where it's got the same red, white, and blue with the gray in the front, just a different emblem. So I'm wondering if Super Clean and Cletus kind of got their hats made from the same spot. So it's just interesting to see. But yep, Dynamat is mostly in. I was waiting for this. It was something I wanted to get done, but I still have the doors, the trunk, and then of course I'll do some underbody spray. I'm not trying to make this a show car, so nothing's perfect. And like I was telling you all before, I'm not a body man guy. Literally first time ever doing body work, and I kind of like it. I'm getting the hang of it. So like I said, this cowl here had a bunch of holes in it, and I'm really just working. You can see some of the areas here around the windshield. I started working in some sanding, but I'm really just trying to fill in some holes. See, I laid some down there, and I still have to sand it out and probably just make sure it's the holes are filled. But small stuff like that, like right there, small stuff, you know, nothing that needs to be cut out, nothing too crazy. This part was like the worst. Huge hole right here, as you can see where most of that Bondo is, and I kind of just filled in some of the areas to make it smooth. But I'm just, like I said, following the contours of the cowl here and making sure it's all lined up. And I'm hoping once I prime it over, when I'm done sanding, it'll just, you won't even be able to tell. So a couple areas that I'm gonna work on probably the next week or so is this rear deck lid. I got to Bondo all that. That should be fun. And like I said, this left quarter, I'm probably not going to worry about too much right now because I might ultimately replace it. Hey, if you guys haven't checked out my last video, there's still some time to win some super clean stuff. So check out my last video and enter the giveaway. Win yourself some stuff. I hope you guys liked the video for what I've been doing this week on it. I wanted to give a special shout out to my friends and my family for being recent subscribers. So thank you all. I really appreciate it. Thanks for joining us here at Motor Trend for another episode. See you next time.